Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Dallas Live. I am your host, Dr. RC. The number to call is 469-307-1642. You are listening to Call Helvie. Call, you are 81 years old, and you are not taking any medicine, not on any prescription drugs or anything whatsoever. So what is the secret? Because by this age, most people I know are on 4 or 5 different drugs.
hmm Well, I think that there's a few things. Number one is a strong faith. And that's why I think sometimes the research that you mentioned might not work because the people on chemo might have a strong faith. They might be optimistic. They might be praying, and that might interfere. But I think that the prayers, optimism, are just as important as the physical things that I was doing. I think that diet now is extremely important. When I had lung cancer, we didn't have to worry about the genetically modified organisms or the growth hormones or the things in the food, which are there now. So I think most people that have cancer now or want to prevent it should look toward eating locally grown foods or organic foods. Uh, and I wish that we could get the genetically modified labeling of our foods that would make it a little bit easier for people that want to avoid that. But I think that these are, and I think people do need supplements. I don't think that from our food now that we get everything that we need. And so I take supplements. If I have a health problem, I find something natural to use. Like about 5 years ago, I started getting up every hour during the night. And most people get this when they're about 55, or most men, because of the enlarged prostate. And I found herbs that I take, and I get up once or twice a night. And I take herbs for this. For 6 years ago, my eye doctor wanted me to have cataract surgery. I found herbs to use for that. So I take herbs. I'm afraid to have cataract surgery because I've got a blind spot in my right eye, and I'm afraid that if I had cataract surgery and it wasn't effective, that I would be blind and not be able to do the things that I need to do. And so my faith probably needs to be a little bit stronger right in that area. It's not that I'm opposed to all traditional, because when I had a strangulated hernia, inguinal hernia years ago, I was delighted to have surgery to correct that. And if I was in a life-threatening situation, I probably would go toward traditional. I didn't consider cancer as life-threatening, but I think if I was in a more life-threatening situation, I would consider surgery. But I tried to stay with a non-chemical environment as much as I can, and I think that that has helped me reach the age I am without taking prescribed medications.
Okay, so what you are saying is that diet is extremely important, and take locally grown organic food, and definitely you believe in nutritional supplements. And
hmm
what medicine did you take for prostate or and cataract? Can you share that with our audience?
Well, the doctor offered me Flomax, and I said
Flomax.
to him, I'd rather not. And he said, well, he said, that's okay, because he said it won't cure it. He said it just relieve the symptoms. So one thing I take is an elixir of um, pumpkin seed. And most men, as they get older, they tend to dribble. They don't have a forceful flow. And the pumpkin seed will give you a flow like a 21-year-old. So that's very good. I
Wow.
also take a pomegranate capsule every day, because the research shows that pomegranate will prevent prostate cancer, or if you have a tumor, will reduce the size. And so based on that, I started taking a pomegranate. I take something that has a beta something or other. It's a vegetable thing, and it's also got saw palmetto and some other things in. I take that, and I take something called nettle, which used to grow wild up in upstate New York when I was growing up, but it also is good for the prostate. But I found that it also is very good for the lungs, and I almost never have phlegm anymore since I've been taking that. I take some
What is that product called? Nettle?
nettle, Nettle,
Okay.
and then I take something called Cran Max, which is comparable, one capsule is comparable to 8 glasses of cranberry juice. And I take that to prevent urinary tract infections, which women have more often, but men also have. And as you get older, I figured that that was wise to do.
Now, what for cataract? You mentioned something, because cataract slowly grows, it never stops. Are you able to suppress or stop the growth of cataract?
Well, it's been 6 years. I took my driver's test last year and I passed. I didn't have any problems.
Okay.
I, I take vitamin E, which is very important. The other thing I noticed is when I stopped the vitamin E and one of the oils, I think it's very important. I was taking fish oil, but I've about decided that I don't want a fish oil anymore because I've had 2 speakers on my show that have spoken against it. And one of the things is the mercury level
Mm.
in the fish. Plus, they don't think that it's as complete an oil as one should have. It's not the right combination of the omega-3 and 6. So I am taking part of my breakfast now. I'm doing the Budwick diet, which is a combination of cottage cheese and flax oil. And so that gives me the flax oil I need. And it also is theoretically a cancer preventive. And so I've decided that was a good thing to do. So I take the oil, I take the vitamin E, I take something that has lutein in that is very good. I take uh, it's blueberries. I can't think of the name of it, but it's basically blueberries that is very good for night vision.
Uh-huh.
And I take something called carnosine, which is very good for vision. And I don't have any problems reading or seeing or anything else as long as I take these.
Excellent. So looks like the diet is very important, but also you gave us some, the cataract and enlarged prostate are a serious problem for men. And looks like whatever you have taking seems to work for you. And I know that palmetto capsules, they're available, and I know that they work.
Mhm.
I never heard of this pumpkin seed elixir or pomegranate capsules. Well, ladies and gentlemen, there is nothing wrong. It's like Pascal's wager: is there a God or not? It's better to believe in God. So, might as well take these and see what happens. Very, very interesting. So the cottage seed, cottage cheese, and flax oil. Is that what you were saying? Budwig diet?
Right.
Okay.
Dr. Budwig was a biochemist in
Okay.
Germany
Okay.
and developed this many years ago. And a lot of people have started using it again more recently. I know one girl that said she cured her breast cancer using this Budwig diet, but I just use it as a preventive. I take 6 tablespoons of organic 2% cottage cheese and 3 tablespoons of flax. I mix it, I let it sit for 5 minutes. Then I put it in the blender. I put a little bit of stevia in it.
Uh-huh.
I put some berries and some nuts and a little bit of almond milk to make it mix a little bit easier. And I blend it and it comes out like a nice smoothie. And that's a big part of my breakfast every morning. And I look forward to it. It tastes so good and I feel good
And
as
plus, there
well.
is no sugar because of stevia, because
Right,
that got enough
right.
sugar. Okay, now that looks like a very interesting. Maybe I should try this tomorrow morning. Just for our audience, can you say that one more time? The mixture that you use in the morning.
I use 6 tablespoons of organic 2% cottage cheese, 3 tablespoons of flax oil, and then I put about 2 tablespoons of I let it sit for 5 minutes, and then I put a couple spoons of almond milk in it, and then I blend that up, and then I throw in organic berries of some sort, and I usually throw in pecans, roasted salted pecans, and stevia, and I blend that, and it comes out. It's a smoothie, and it's very good.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. 6 tablespoons of 2% cottage cheese, 3 tablespoons of flaxseed oil, 2 tablespoons of almond milk. Blend them together, add some berries, roasted pecan, stevia, blend them again, and you get a smoothie. I know tomorrow morning that's my diet, okay? All right,
Now,
you
the other
listen.
thing, if I can, I'd like to mention
Yeah.
is aloe vera. Aloe vera is a fantastic product, and don't let the drug companies take it.
Don't let the drug companies take it. You know, why do you say aloe vera is a fantastic product?
My doctor told me I had diverticulitis and gave me a prescription for steroids and told me I would never eat berries or nuts again. Well, that was a death sentence to me. And so I got I get the Georges because it's debittered. And I drank 4 ounces of aloe vera juice in the morning and 4 ounces at night. And in 4 days, the pain was gone. And that was 20 some years ago. I eat berries every morning on my cereal. I eat 4 pounds of nuts a week. Never had any problem. But when I had my colonoscopy last year, the doctor said, "You know, you have diverticulosis." And I said, "Yeah, I know that. It doesn't bother me, and I don't bother it."
Very
But
good.
I use the aloe vera for if I have my hiatal hernia acts up, or if I've got upset stomach, or my hemorrhoids act up, or whatever. I use the aloe vera, and it works wonderful.
Very good. Carl, we have come to the conclusion of our program, but please stay on the line. Ladies and gentlemen, you are listening to Carl Helvie. He is 81 years old, beat cancer, and still surviving after 37 years. He looks pretty good. You can see him right here. And he is a PhD in public health. And we didn't have much time to go through more of his work on lung cancer. So, Carl, we would like to have you back here after the holidays and continue our
Right.
conversation.
Good.
All right. Thank you so much for joining us. Ladies and gentlemen, you are listening to Dallas Live. I am your host, Dr. RC, and we will be right back. Carl, please stay on the line.
Okay.